For those of you currently on the automated lead gen system, we often get the request or the question as to how can I update or change the automated messages that go out. So it is quite simple and straightforward. It does just require a few steps to complete. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is create the templates for those SMS messages. It tends to be a little bit easier. Now, what you're going to do is go over to this gear and you select SMS templates. Once you're in here, you can simply add a new template. It is pretty straightforward. You can call the template title. It's just for your reference, first text template. You're then going to create your template. So whatever you want it to say. So it could be, hi, and then first name. The first name is just a drag and drop. It's going to automatically replace the lead's first name in this area. So regardless of who you're sending it to, the first name always gets replaced. You could then go it's, and if you wish to put the agent short code. So the agent short code is obviously the agent sending this message. So it's agent, so it'd be like it's Crystal. And you can put your last name in there if you want to put like, hi, it's Crystal DeVries. Whatever you want to put. Thanks for signing up on my site. As far as signing up, signing, can't spell, on my website. Everything okay. Questions, period. Something straightforward. One thing I do encourage you guys when you are creating these automatic texts, do not shut the door on yourself. Asking a question right off the hop, can I give you a call? And that person says no. Well, you've basically shut the door on yourself. So don't ask a question that would essentially do that to yourself. But more or less, you can definitely create this very unique, something simple, and then you can ask a question. So asking a question is a great way to generate a response. It's being creative with that question and not being too pushy, right? So it's really letting know that person, thanking them, acknowledging them. You can let them know you're doing something and then ask some sort of a question in an attempt to get a response. So that's how you would create a templated text. You can create as many of those as you want to. They're great for, canned messages when you want to select and send. Now, in your campaign, if you did want to have the SMS or an email or that, you would then go in and start building email templates and so on and so forth. For this example, I'm not going to show you how to do all that. I'm just going to show you how to build that campaign. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is go up into your campaign template editor after you've created your SMS templates, and you're going to create a new one. So when you create a new one, what you're going to do is give it a name. So let's go call this auto SMS example. Now, this is a relative date campaign. You can set it up so that there is specific tags that stop this campaign or pipeline statuses. So let's say you sold this person. I don't know how they could come in and, within 5 minutes sell, but you never know. Or if you noticed and you mark them as garbage for whatever reason right off the hop, it would stop this campaign. Now, in addition to the stopping clauses on the entire campaign itself, you can have stopping clauses on the individual actions. So I prefer to have those stopping clauses on the individual actions just because I may want some components to go out and I may not want some components to go out, needless to say. Now, one thing that you may want to also do is the silent hours. So the silent hours means that from what time in the evening to what time in the morning is this going to be silent, meaning that if you get a lead at 3 o'clock in the morning, you probably don't want the system texting them like, hey, thanks for registering on my website. Some of you may be up that early, some might think it's a little strange. So you can definitely put those silent hours in there so that the system isn't actioning that out. If your silent hours, let's say it was 8 a.m. was the end of your silent period, if a lead came in at 3 o'clock in the morning, they would get the first text message at 8:01. if that makes sense. And then so once you have this, you could save it. Now, another thing you can do is clone a campaign. So if you're on, Pacific or Eastern, that sort of thing, you can just clone the existing campaign and modify it if that's easier for you. In this case, I am just going to save this one. I can't do that, so I'm just going to turn this off and save it. Now, with respect to building out your campaign, you're now going to build out your actions. So you're going to click on this plus sign and you're going to choose your SMS message. And from here, you're going to choose your template. So we have the first text template. So you can see it populates here. You can still edit this. So it's not like you created that template and it is what it is. Once you're in here, you can definitely edit or use existing ones and modify those, entirely up to you. You get to select who that SMS is coming from, if it's the main agent assigned to that lead, or perhaps it's someone specific on your team that you want that text actually coming from. And then here's where you may want to add the stopping clauses to the site. So let's say if you have, the pipeline status, if you've made contact with the person because you just happen to phone them right away and got them on the phone, you may not want this text to go out at that case. Now, then there's a delay period, right? So the delay period is how long after that lead registers do you want this text message to go out? Or how long after you add the lead to the campaign do you want this text message to go out? So in this case, a reasonable time is generally about 5 minutes after they register. Gives them time to still browse on there, and you're catching up with them while they may still be doing real estate related activities, and then you can save it. So again, you can put the silent hours on individual actions. So maybe you don't have silent hours on the entire campaign, but you have silent hours on those specific actions themselves. So once you have this here, you're going to save it. Now you're going to want to build your second or third or fourth or fifth SMS or email, what have you. So again, you're just going to click on the plus sign. You're going to do the SMS. In this one here, I'm just going to use the global second response. This one here is basically a follow-up, just saying, hey, I sent you some listings. Let me know what you think about them. If you have any questions or need to modify your search, just let me know. So I tend to modify this slightly, just the wording a little bit, not too extensively. But what I want to do in this case is I don't care if I've spoke to you. I don't know, if I've set a meeting up with you, probably wouldn't have signed an agreement with you right within 24 hours. You never know, but probably not. But even if I've talked to you, I would probably want to send this out. It's just more of a confirmation that you got the listings okay. And so that's just my personal preference. You guys have your own thing that you can definitely do. And again, you have that delay period. So the delay period is how long after this SMS do you want the second SMS to go out? So most our current campaign, we have that set up to 1 day after. So it'll be exactly 1 day after this SMS, the second SMS would go out. Again, don't forget to put your silent hours in. I'm not going to do it just in this presentation. Now, you've got this all created, so maybe you want to build it out even more, add templated emails, create tasks. Entirely up to you. But the goal here is to actually have this so when a lead registers on your lead gen site, for example, they're automatically added to this campaign. Now, one thing that is cool is if you do have a branded website with us as well, this automatic assignment, you can do the same sort of thing with pages on there. So if someone's coming in through your homework landing page, you can have it set up on here that they get a text message 5 minutes after they registered for a home evaluation. So you can get quite creative, build out a system that takes out some of the work for you. But we're going to click on automatic assignment for this example. So really we're going to select the source. So the source of the lead is typically that lead gen website that you have. So in this case, it's going to be the training lead gen website. So any lead that registers into my system that comes from this site would automatically be added to this campaign. If you have various things coming in, you can put lead types and tags. Don't put too many things because they could contradict each other. So in some cases, less is more unless you're using multiple sources, but we could definitely, our support team can definitely help you out in figuring out a strategy surrounding your specific needs. In most cases, you guys are just going to select your lead gen website from this list. And then what you're going to do is just simply hit update. So now that that is done, there's one final step that is 100% important that you need to do. So you do have to go up here into your system and go into your user preferences, and you have to turn off the previous campaign. So the previous campaign is defaulted by the system, so you have to turn it off. Otherwise, the system is either the person's going to get multiple messages and things get messed up or nothing happens. So we just want to prevent anything weird happening in the system. So what you're going to do is most of you, it's going to be like put on some sort of lead qualification. You're going to see that here. But what you would do is actually turn it to nothing selected and then go save. Okay. If yours is already on nothing selected and you know that your leads are already getting text messages automatically, what you're going to want to do is go into your campaign template editor and look, because sometimes our team will create one for you in your specific time zone, just depending on what time zone that is. So if that's the case, you're going to want to go and edit. Let's say, pretend I was doing this one. I would want to go in and edit that automatic assignment to remove that lead gen site, if that makes sense to you guys. So hopefully this helps you all out with creating those auto SMS messages that go out when a lead registers. And should you require any further assistance, just contact support at agentlocator.ca.